Efosa stepped off the bus at Fort Hood, his boots meeting the dry Texas soil with a heavy thud. Before him, endless rows of barracks stretched toward the shimmering horizon, a sea of olive drab and concrete. The motor pools were already teeming with armored vehicles, steel giants waiting for their masters. At 25, he felt a lifetime older than the teenage recruits who filled the mess hall with loud jokes and nervous laughter. He did not join them. Instead, he kept his uniform crisp, his creases sharp, and his boots shined to a mirror finish. He was here for a purpose that transcended the noise of the barracks. Life in the barracks was a study in contrasts. His roommate, Marley, was a whirlwind of energy,
constantly pacing the floor while spinning tales of jazz clubs and the spicy scent of New Orleans gumbo.
Efosa would simply listen, the rhythmic click and slide of his rifle parts providing a metallic percussion to Marley's stories. He cleaned his weapon in a focused silence, his hands moving with practiced precision. While others sought distraction, Efosa found comfort in the maintenance of his gear. He was a man building a foundation, one quiet evening at a time, preparing for a future only he could see. During training, Efosa proved his worth behind the wheel. He mastered the massive fuel trucks, navigating heavy transport through the suffocating Texas heat, while younger soldiers fumbled with the stubborn gears and heavy clutches.
His competence did not go unnoticed. When the sergeant handed him the keys to the lead vehicle,
Efosa took them without a word, a silent acknowledgement of his responsibility. Evenings brought a different kind of labor. Under the dim glow of a bunk light, he scribbled notes on logistics while the rest of the unit slept.
At a local diner, he met Dara. She would laugh at his formal tone,
her smile a brief respite from the rigid military life. Yet he never let his gaze drift from his ultimate goals.
Then, the world changed. The base fell into an eerie, suffocating silence as the televisions in the common room flickered with breaking news of the Iraq conflict. The joking stopped instantly. The air grew thick with the sudden weight of reality. Sergeants barked new, sharper orders.
And the motor pool transformed into a frantic hive of gear checks and supply loading. As the sun dipped behind the hangar, casting long, jagged shadows across the tarmac, Efosa stood by his truck. He gripped the cold metal door handle until his knuckles turned white, the vibration of the base's sudden movement humming through his bones. In that moment, he wasn't just a soldier in Texas. He thought of his uncle back in Nigeria, the stories of bravery that defined his bloodline, and the heavy weight of his family name resting upon his shoulders. He did not blink. He did not falter. He stood as a pillar amidst the chaos, accepting the mantle of the warrior he had trained to become. The transition from peace to war was no longer a theory. It was the air he breathed.
A week later, he stood on the tarmac, a phone pressed to his ear. He listened to his mother's quiet sobbing from thousands of miles away, promising her he would return.
He hung up and walked toward the roaring transport plane. The engines vibrated through his chest as he strapped into his seat. Looking at the pale, wide-eyed faces of the soldiers around him, Efosa closed his eyes. He gripped his weapon, braced his soul, and prepared for the descent into the unknown.